Hey, what is going on, everybody? PoodsterGaming here, and today we're in ASK21 again, and we're flying a glider. As you can tell, this is the glider. It is called, just for information, the ASK21. Almost forgot. ASK21. As you can tell, it clearly holds two people, which of course will represent that this would be good for a trainer system, as you do need an instructor and student. And it's sort of getting pushed along the airfield because of the wind. But it's also not really used for aerobatics. It's not really meant for that. But screw that, I'm doing that anyways. And just for the little heads up, I'm not that educated in gliding in general. I'm not really, a glider at all. Really, I fly general aviation a lot. But there is someone in the comments below named Fabian who is actually a glider, and he can answer a lot of your questions if I can't. So we're going to be simply flying this thing, and it's really cool. Just one thing off the bat, you'll see if I put this down, we have air brakes. Yes, we do have air brakes on this thing, which is also really cool. So let's get inside the airplane, or the glider, I should say, not airplane. I'm so used to saying airplane, and it's so simple. You got one simple yoke or joystick right in the middle, simple as that. We have, well, a mic system that is traveling to the back as well, probably to communicate between the two people. As you know, you actually don't need headsets all the time, mainly because it's so quiet, there's no engine. Anyway, right here, as you can tell, this is our air brakes. As you can tell, there's a little diagram, helps us slow down upon landing, that helps as well. Over here is to open our latch, though it is not available at this time. Over here we have our altimeter, tells us our altitude, which we're currently at 6,000 feet, which is a little bit wrong. That's more like it. This is our IAS, indicated airspeed. Right now it's a zero. It's not zero because, well, there's lots of wind. If I zoom in on the windsock, which is right there, you can tell it's a lot of wind, probably 15 to 20 knot winds, which is all right. Because, well, gliders love wind. Over here in the middle, we have a vertical descent rate, or a vertical climb or descent rate. Of course, plus 2,000, minus 2,000. Simple as that. Over here, we have our rudder balancer. Basically, if the ball's to the right, we use the right rudder. If the ball's to the left, we use the left rudder. Simple. It's in every general aviation aircraft, or small ones, like the Cessnas. Here we have our heading. Nothing too fancy. We have, and the one that is most different. Well, of course, that's not different. The one that's most different is in the middle, called a total energy. And this is very crucial. This instrument tells us whether we have positive energy, and that usually occurs when we have an updraft or we have lots of lift, or like fly along the mountains, which we will do. We'll fly along the mountains. We will fly the mountains in California. But this tells us the energy. If we're negative, we're losing energy, and that most likely means it's a downdraft or there's no lift pushing us up, so we are descending. Anyways, that's not talking about the plane. Let's go straight to the mountains where we will fly in California. Alright guys, so now we're in the California mountains near Los Angeles, and this is what I really want to show you guys. If you look down at the energy level, and if we turn the audio on too, you would notice that we're actually in the positive zone. Well, we're flying over a valley now, but now we're in the positive zone, and that's so awesome because now if you look at my vertical speed or vertical rate, we're actually climbing and we're actually keeping and maintaining our speed in the air, and that is awesome. That's the beauty of now flying in the mountains. I'm flying no-handed right now, and oh yeah. You will see dips down till negative, and that's because the way the shape of the mountain is and basically the direction of the wind. But as we go closer to the edge of the mountain, where the wind is rising up on the mountain and pushing us up, we are now climbing. We are now keeping our speed, and this is just the beauty of actually gliding. Of course, in real life, you need to be advanced to do this. You need to know how the wind forms. You need to know the exact weather. You need to know a lot of variables that go into this. Even I don't know. I don't know this. Maybe Fabian knows. Fabian, do you know this? But yeah, we're close to the mountains. That's because closer you go, that's where the fastest, or that's where the wind is as fastest rising up on the mountain. And that is actually, this is the coolest part about gliding right here. And it is astonishing to my eyes, actually, because the wind is now coming towards, it's coming from our 11 o'clock. And it's rising up the mountain, pushing us up. And then if you go on the other side of the mountain, it actually pushes you down. Hopefully I can show you what the pushing down looks like. As you can tell, we're getting close to the edge of this mountain. I don't think we can actually be able, if you ride this mountain the whole time, we can eventually get up and around the mountain. But it'll take a little long, so I'm going to show you something. Let me turn to the left here. And technically, you can fly forever in this area. Because if you know the weather well and you know this area, you can technically keep climbing. Let's look at that. We're spiking 6, 8 almost. That was beautiful. It's insane how cool wind and gliding goes. It's basically, if you love physics, I wouldn't say you love physics, but if you love how airplanes work, this is a cool way to do it. I'll hopefully show you some few diagrams on the screen as to how this works, how the wind actually pushes you up onto the mountain. Not onto the mountain, how the wind pushes you up and keeps you flying and keeps you aerobatic. So now I'm going to start dragging myself towards, it's slow, I know, it's a glider, you don't really go that fast. But hopefully I'll be able to show you what it looks like to get -6, -4. Alright, do you guys see it now? This is now because since the wind is coming from our 4 o'clock now, it's actually going above the mountain on the right side and then pushing us down. Luckily, we have lots of room to go down, but we're at -8. -8. The wind is pushing us down. And that is what it's like. It rises up along the mountain, and then it just pushes you straight down. I'm doing lots of hand gestures right now. It's insane. I wish you could see me. Oh, doing the wave. But it rises up the mountain, and then goes right back down the mountain, and just keeps doing this. And now, as we're getting, I'm honestly flying no-handed right now. Like, no-handed at all. The plane's flying itself. Wow! And this, right now, we're getting this updraft. It's mainly because, sorry, the mouse got stuck. The wind is coming from that mountain and rolling back up, and that's why we're getting the updraft. We might start getting the downdrafts now, as we are starting to approach the other end of the cliff. Although this type of mountain is huge with, it's basically a big mountain with little mountains on it in a way. Yeah, now we're getting the negatives now, yeah. As you can tell, I'm getting pushed down. I have to pull back on the yoke to get it level. But now we're getting pushed down into the ground. We literally are getting pushed down. The wind is rising up the mountain and pushing us down. I have to turn down here to get the lift back. Or just to get us not smash, so we don't smash into the mountain. That'd be a good idea. But if you can tell the way I'm flying, we are kind of slipping down the mountain as we're getting pushed down the mountain. Whereas on the other side, we were kind of getting pushed up the mountain. And that's the beauty of flying or gliding in the mountains. I wouldn't say getting pushed down is beautiful, but I would say getting pushed up. Being able to go from all the way down there, all the way down there, to able to climb all the way to the top is astonishing. It's really cool. You can't do that with any other plane. There we go. We're starting to get our lift back up. So I'm just gonna let this thing. I'm literally gonna let this thing fly when I conclude. While I conclude the video here. So yeah, this is the basics of gliding. I'm not very good at it. But yeah, it's really cool. And the lovely part of the gliding is actually getting into the mountains. That is where the real stuff comes in. There are like lots of cool sports and stuff. And it is actually wonderful. I'm gonna do a loop. This is probably not, this won't be good. Woohoo! How can I do another loop in a row? Oh yeah. Oh no, running out of speed now. Okay. Yeah. So basically, guys, this is gliding. It is honestly really, really cool. I can do a roll, small. And I totally, highly suggest doing this in real life if you can. Get the experience. It is pretty cool. Just look at that. Be able to fly. Lots of freedom, and it's cheaper. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below. Hopefully Fabian and I can answer that. Fabian will be able to answer more, because I'm not really a glider pilot. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you guys next time. See ya.